This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2017 Salem, and the model number is 27RKSS. Okay, so this is a how-to video, not a floor plan video. So I'm going to show you some of the features and how they work. If you need to look at the floor plan, well, search a little farther, and I'm sure you'll find plenty of those also. Okay, so first of all, this is the water heater here. Okay, so keep in mind there's a switch right here. If you can see it there, it's kind of hard to see. There's a rocker switch, on and off. That controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover. So it's off right now, of course, but keep in mind that that's the switch that controls the heating element right here. Now I'm going to see if there's water. There is water in it, so we've de-winterized it. Now it's all ready to camp in, and there's water in the water heater tank. This also works on gas. There'll be a switch inside, I'll show you. But keep in mind, even though you have water in it now, always remember you never run this without water in the tank. That's very important, okay? Also, this is where you drain it at right here. That's the drain plug / anode rod. And that's an 1 1/16 6-point socket for that, okay? Now you have power stabilizer jacks, so you have one switch for the rear and one switch for the front. It operates both jacks. Alright, so here's the, right there. Very simple. Now you don't lift the trailer with these, you're just stabilizing it, okay? These are low point drains here for winterizing. That is the freshwater drain right there for the freshwater tank. Now obviously the most common way to get water to a trailer is just city water hookup, right? But occasionally you'll camp somewhere where there's no city water hookup, there's no plumbing on the campsites. In that instance you would fill the freshwater tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So everything will work just as though you have city water, but you'll be pumping out of the freshwater tank. If you have city water, you don't have to worry about this at all, okay? Awning with LED strip, outside speakers, all the usual stuff. There's the front switch for both front stabilizers. You have some kind of a looks like a blue tote, I believe. Let me see here. Let me get this to stay up here. Give me a second. There we go. So, yeah. So, this right here is your hitch. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. So it's a good one. We'll show you how that operates when you pick up the trailer. Okay. This is just a port where you could plug in a solar panel to charge the battery. This one's by Zamp, just so you know. But you can get the portable solar panels that they fold in half like a little briefcase, whatever, and you could use that to charge your battery if you wanted to. Okay. You have power tongue jack, up and down, and of course a hitch light. Now let me look on this side here real quick before I get into anything. Okay, it's on the other side. So if this ever fails on you, you can remove this cap here and then put this crank, the smaller crank right there. You can put that crank on it, the silver one, and crank it manually, okay? So you can always get yourself out of trouble. Now, with your power stabilizer jacks, if you come to the off-door side, there's that cylinder with a pin through it. Well, you also get a crank for that. Actually, it's a shaft with a pin through it, and the jack or the crank itself is a cylinder with a slot cut in it right here. So that would fit right on there, and you can crank that manually if you need to get yourself out of trouble. Okay. Also, this one has a power inverter. That's why there's two battery boxes on the front. So what this does is inverts power. It takes 12 volt DC from the battery, and then it inverts it to 120 AC, and sends it. I would bet this one sends it to the refrigerator. Let me look here. Just peek in here for a second. Yeah, so it inverts power, and so you can run the refrigerator when you're pulling it down the road, just off the inverter. Your tow vehicle's alternator will charge the batteries. The batteries send power to the inverter, and the inverter inverts the 12 volt DC to 120 AC and sends it on. Okay? 2 LP tanks full. These are just some levelers, and that's your dump hose and a reducer, some wheel chocks. This is the city water connection right here. Like I said, the most common way to get water to the trailer is the city water connection. Your dump valves, there's 3 of them there, 2 gray and a black. The black is toilet water and waste. Of course, the gray is sink and shower water. Your 30 amp power cord that pulls out. We also give you a little adapter here to adapt it down to a regular 20 amp plug if you need to. Plug it in at home while you're packing it up or something. Okay. The slide room has a slide topper on it, so it's like an awning over the slide out. You have a backup camera. We'll show we'll show you how that operates when you pick up. Also, keep in mind that the manufacturer suggests that you inspect the roof every 90 days, so you want to go up there regularly and make sure there's no damage by low branches or cracking or separation or anything like that. It just sort of protects your investment. Okay. So this is a cover, it looks like, down here. All right, so your thermostat is very, very typical of thermostats. You hit the mode button to light it up, then you scroll through from fan to cool to furnace. If they give you an option for fan speed, always choose auto. That's the best way to do it. Okay, when they say fan, they're just talking about the air conditioner running without the compressor. And then cool, of course, is full air conditioning. And then heat is propane heat from your LP tanks. Okay, so your slide room button is right here. Your power awning is right here. Your water pump on gas is right there. Remember I told you that there's a switch on the outside that has it's in the lower left hand corner, and that operates the electric heating element, and then you have the gas light here. So this is your water pump, and this is your water heater switch. That lights it on gas. Now the water pump you'll use to pump water out of the freshwater tank if you don't have city water. You also use it to winterize the trailer. Okay, and then you have some lights here, and then all your levels. You can check as you go. They graduate up in 1/3 increments as you check them. So, okay. When it comes to sound, you have it looks like you do have Bluetooth here. You also plays discs. You can stream off a USB. Has AM/FM radio, SD card. So you could do a lot with it. Now remember, I showed you the power inverter outside. The power inverter, if you remember, takes 12 volt DC and inverts it to 110 AC. Then it sends the power to this refrigerator, which works on 110 to keep it running, so you can actually pull down the road using battery power. Now, the opposite of that is a power converter, which converts AC to DC power. So, when you're plugged into shore power, this is your distribution panel right here. You see you got circuit breakers just like you'd see at home. They're all labeled. That's 120 AC. Then it's over here, it's converted to 12 volt DC. So you have 12 volt fuses here, and you have they're all labeled right here. Also, if you happen to have a wild lightning strike or power surge and your 12 volt side goes out, always check these 240s right here, because that's almost always where the problem's going to be. They're just doing their job, protecting the whole side there. So always check those. And also, this is, as long as you're plugged in, this is a battery tender, so it'll keep your batteries charged. Like I said, when you're pulling it down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator is charging the batteries, and when you're plugged in, this power converter charges your batteries. Okay? All right. Hopefully I'm explaining that okay. It's early Monday morning. Okay, let's see here. So this is a jackknife couch, so you can turn it into a bed. This dinette, you can drop it down and turn it into a bed. Okay, I mentioned your refrigerator. This is an ice maker here. All kinds of stuff for you here. An ice maker, a Bluetooth brake controller, of course the monitor for your panel, some levels, all kinds of stuff. Okay. If you noticed on the outside there was that vent that I didn't point it out on the back of the trailer, but you probably saw it. That's where this fan vents right here. Keep in mind. So that's the vent for this range hood fan. Now I don't know if we've got any gas turned on, but if so, I'll light it. If not, I'll just talk you through it. So this is the sparker. It turns clockwise to spark. No, he's got it shut off. So when you turn this on, you got 3 burners and 3 knobs. Turn it on, spark it by turning it clockwise, and they'll light. The oven is a little different. Looks like the oven's never been used, but we see that all the time. But this is the oven knob here. This one does not spark, I don't think. No, this one you have to light with a grill lighter with a long neck on it. So you just go to pilot, then depress it. You keep it depressed during the whole lighting procedure. Then you take a grill lighter with a long neck and you light the pilot light down there. Once it lights, you still hold this for another 10 seconds or so. Then you can go to operating temperature, and it cycles on and off as an oven does. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Microwave looks like it works like any other microwave. Okay. Your antenna here, you crank it up and down, and then you can also rotate it with this thing here. So keep in mind you can crank it up, but make sure you crank it down before you leave. When everybody's pointing at you when you're leaving, they're not saying goodbye. They're just telling you your antenna's up. So, okay. This is a remote here. Several of the functions work from this remote. Alrighty. Oh, down here. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. Keep that in mind. It should always be green like it is. If it's not, get it serviced, because it's obviously important. Sink and shower work like in a sink and shower. The toilet has a flush pedal right here. Remember, always put 1 dose of chemical in it and about 1 gallon of water and flush it down into the black tank before you start using it. You can't use it dry. If you do, the smell will be terrible. So make sure you use 1 dose of chemical and at least 1 gallon of water. Some people use more. It's up to you. Okay. So here we got the TV backer and the hookups. There's storage underneath the bed. You have 2 escape windows here. I'll show you how it works in case you don't know. You push it all the way through. Then you grab a hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and you can exit that way in an extreme emergency. Okay. I think that covers it. I'm looking around here. I'm looking around. Looks like we've covered it all. So first, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And second of all, remember to inspect your roof on a regular basis. It's just protecting your investment. Odds are when you go up there you'll have to do nothing for years, but you don't know that for sure because of the variables, low branches, road debris, the twisting and swaying of the trailer down the road, that sort of thing. So make sure you do that regularly. Every 90 days is what the manufacturer says. Okay, and right now also this trailer is de-winterized. It's in summer mode, camping mode, so it's all ready to go. Okay, thank you.